This is Colin Digits. I'm live in the Digits Club for the presentation of the Digits Marketplace. Things are going all according to plan. I have my little sketch pad. I'm actually live, so if anybody has questions along the way, I have the chat open. Feel free to drop anything you have in the chat. But here is basically the design of the marketplace. And it's actually quite a simple structure. Let me also pull up Miro, the flowchart that I have created that we tend to use. This is the one that I've shown you guys many times. So of course, for the ecosystem, you yield points on the mainframe. You can send your points through the redeemer to the marketplace. This is obviously for the future ID, the creation of the point NFTs would be relevant, and it also takes place on the marketplace. To be able to, so from a long story short, we're deploying the marketplace already, so we can continue working on it, right? To make sure that this system is already built, although it's not live yet. In order to do so, we need to run some tests, and there needs to be a product there. So what we decided to do is that DigitsPad, which normally would host the allocation pools, the NFT pools, and the whitelist pools, the whitelist pools are being removed and sent to the marketplace, creating a whitelist marketplace, and therefore one more utility point to consider when sending your points. When we would basically be on the mainframe, you therefore have an additional option to send your points through the redeemer, not solely through a point NFT, but you can also send it through the marketplace like so, right? Like a different way, this way directly to the marketplace, skipping the point NFT once it's not live yet. Right? So an additional utility basically for the structure of the ecosystem. Also taking into consideration, a very big decision here was the balancing of the economy once more. DigitsPad would drain too many points, too many users, too much points in the overall quantity, and then the marketplace here will have an addition. So obviously we have a really cool design. You will basically see the layout basically the same as DigitsPad, and on the inside it will also look exactly the same. As you can see, there's a little bit of design difference, but it will work on the bidding model. There are some different options pool-wise, but basically this allows us to segment the products a little bit better and have a little bit of a better overview. So regarding the marketplace, right? So let's call it, we have the mainframe right here. So that's basically circled here. Then you would send your points to the marketplace. And for the initial phase, let me call that at least Q3, right? Q3, it will only be whitelist spots for NFT projects, right? I assume only NFT projects. Maybe I see some allocation pool whitelist lately where launchpads allow you to participate without holding the token. I don't know if that's as relevant. We're going to focus on this, right? So NFT whitelist. Then at a later stage, I'll put here later, right? Then we're basically coming to this point NFT. Once we add the blockchain layer, so the blockchain layer, that's the first step of the layering process. Then you would basically also be able to do the point NFTs, right? And then buy and sell your points, which will also happen on this marketplace. Obviously, at that point, the marketplace front end will stay the same. There will be some segmenting, and the back end where you log in basically will look very different, because right now it's just a copy of DigitsPad. And at that stage, we would need to have a full functioning marketplace. Right? So if that would be the marketplace on this platform, or like one is called whitelist marketplace and the other one is called trading marketplace, we don't know yet. But the most important thing is for your understanding that you send points, you now have basically more choices, right? So from the mainframe, the marketplace is here, but you can also choose track digits, right? You can choose DigitsPad, you can choose in Q3 the Digits Treasury, and where you before had 3 choices, you now have +1 additional choice, which is the marketplace. Very important to repeat. You can send points wherever you want from the mainframe through the redeemer, but you cannot send them back, right? Very important to note. And of course, the marketplace, how it would function, if we go into a little bit more detail, is that we acquire currently already, I think Herman has like 10, 20 projects a week offering us whitelists, right? Of course, the bearish sentiment is there, but these are also like higher quality projects, which not all of them, right? But at least like 20, 25% of them, they're like A title lists, right? The problem is they don't offer that many spots, and we have no way to auction them right now except to raffle, and that's not what they want, right? They want to add some utility to it, make it like a little bit of an event, etc. So basically what we do with the pools is you will see different point requirements for different whitelists, right? So most of them will all start at, let's say, 100 points. And then you can bid up 10 or 100 or 50 at a time, depending on the pool, how many there are and how many interest there is. Obviously, we can scope this based on the project. If you know that you have like, let's say, I don't know, PXN or Moonbirds, obviously it will start at 5,000 points, something like this, right? If you yield, let's say 100 points per day. If it would be some colony or something, it would also be like maybe 2,500 points. That's where it would start. If it's some project we have reviewed, it's like low-key, early stage, like Arena, for example, it might start at 100. Depending obviously also on the amount of spots available. If we would have 100 spots, then we will always start at 100. If we have only 2 spots or 5 spots, which is more likely, then we'll probably start at 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 points. It depends on the supply and demand, right? This doesn't work on a weighted average. Remember that the DigitsPad and the Digits Treasury Pool allocation specifically, they function on a weighted average approach. So we don't have to put in any data ourselves. We can just open the pool, and based on how much interest there is, the point requirement is higher to get a higher allocation, right? Or to win the pool. For the marketplace, therefore, that is not specifically the case. So we do have some control over the points. And again, as you can understand, we have full analytics over the entire ecosystem. And when we see that people have, let's say you only have 10 points, then we're not going to ask for 100 points, right? That would be stupid. If you have 10 points, you can rest assured that we will ask for 2 to 5 points, right? To give everybody a fair shot. And basically, we have some anti-whale systems in here as well. You cannot place multiple bids. You cannot overwrite your own bid. If you win one, then that's fine. If there's like 100 whitelist spots, there wouldn't be a reason that you could win more than one whitelist spot, right? But on DigitsPad, you can win more than one NFT if NFTs are being auctioned, because that would make sense. You can flip it, you can stack it, whatever you want. But for whitelist spots, it would only be a fair distribution if everybody would get at least one, right? So we took that all into consideration to make sure that the process is as refined and defined clearly for everybody on how the platform works and what you can expect as a user. So to summarize, because I don't want to ramble on, the DigitsPad, a whitelist pool will move to the marketplace. The allocation and NFT pools will stay on DigitsPad. You now have a choice to redeem your point and send it to 1, 2, 3, 4 different products. The marketplace will function as a copy of DigitsPad right now with a little bit different branding. Looks quite cool. Very happy with this design. Our designer did amazing as per usual. And then later this year or maybe early next year, when we roll out the point NFTs, then the marketplace will change a little bit. And that's obviously depending on where we are at that current stage, right? But that's definitely one of the major updates that would take place. And we are already deploying the marketplace because we want to start building that blockchain layer. I imagine that it takes quite some time. Vance has a good question. Do you get your points back if you wouldn't win? So there's different options on the pools that we can actually host. So there could be pools. So let's say we have maybe one whitelist spot for Moonbirds, right? A super AAA project. Moonbirds or like Proof Collective's next drop, right? One whitelist spot. Depending on how much demand there is, that we might say winner takes all, or we might say like it's like an execution pool where basically your bid will automatically be redrawn of the points. It will always be communicated by our custom Discord bot, which will be implemented when the mainframe goes live inside the DigitsClub, right? So all the ecosystem products, DigitsPad pools, Digit Treasury opportunities, marketplace pools, they will be posted inside DigitsClub by the bot, and the bot will also give you the specifications, what type of pool is becoming active, when, how you can participate, etc., etc. And of course, if at any moment you have questions, you can always ask them in the chat, right? But yeah, there is an option where you basically do an execution pool where you participate and you automatically lose your points, right? Even if you don't win. But I would say 95% of the time, or 99% of the time, more likely, there will be pools that if you commit your points and you don't win, you get your points back. Your points are not withdrawn from your balance unless you actually claim that whitelist spot. There are a lot, there's a long list of other features we have for the marketplace, but nothing I can show you right now. So this is what we have available right now. This is basically, you have the option to enter in your Discord, enter in your wallet. You can put a burner wallet. You can change it for like a default wallet. So if you don't want to change it every time, you can save it on your account. The process is all super smooth. And in the next couple of weeks, just as with DigitsPad, we'll be able to show you this live, walk you through the entire marketplace. But as I said before, it's extremely similar, 95% similar to the DigitsPad allocation pools, but then in this case, in a whitelist setup model. Any questions? Because that was my little summary for you guys. Oh, I wish I had anything to drink, but I see my cup is empty. I did it quite quick. That was only 15 minutes. All clear? Awesome. This adds a lot of value to the point system. Yes, I believe so. And specifically, just from like a business point of view, we are basically executing the double step, right? So basically, while we're building the blockchain layer, because I think the points are absolutely massive, right? It's basically points, being able to sell points, and then maybe 5 years in the future, drop a cryptocurrency to power the ecosystem, right? And it's like, yeah, I don't want to say too much about it because I can't. I don't even know myself how it would work. We don't have a blockchain dev yet that accepted this job, but it's looking real good. So either it would look like this, or it would basically become like two-step, where basically this whitelist marketplace would be here, right? And then the marketplace here would be like, so this would be whitelist marketplace, and this would be like trading marketplace, like so. I think that would be quite a good point of view to have in terms of focus, right? Because I don't think we will be able to customize the whitelist marketplace as we want to make it a trading marketplace. Yeah, we had a whole conversation about the digits points, how to call them. Should we call them points? Should we call them digits points? Should we call them super digits? The team hasn't voted yet. It's been a tremendous discussion because I don't like any of the names. I like points because it's simple for me. But we still have a long way ahead of us, and perhaps we'll dial you guys in to make that decision to basically see, you know, where that name would go, because points, it sounds boring, but it is very clear, right? And if you do digits, then it's cool, but it's very confusing with all the other digits in the ecosystem, right? So yeah, I definitely like that idea, but I also like to keep things simple, because as you can imagine, it's already super complicated as is. We talk about this all the time, right? You, me, the group, we discuss this on a continuous basis, but I can imagine if you're new to digits, you're new to the mainframe, then everything will be extremely overwhelming. like, oh, where do I set my points? How does it work? Why is it so complicated? But bullish at the same time, right? You really, really want to understand it. So I think that's like the most important thing, the biggest takeaway from this session. Alrighty, I think that's everything for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.